Hello, it's Caroline Kaler. I am getting ready to show you how to use the digital schedules with check marks for your classroom. So we're going to use a morning and afternoon split schedule with check marks, of course, for a 5th grade student who really just needs to see the day divided before lunch and after lunch. So you can see on the left is the 5th grader's schedule that I have already and typed out. And I am adding the words under the morning schedule to match the order that he's going to do everything for his 5th grade day. So that's what I'm going down the road doing there. And this is all in real time. So the amount of time that it takes me to plug this in and to show you how to work is all exactly the amount of time that it would take to do it for a student in the classroom for real. Okay, so I am going to delete that activity 15 because I'm ending his morning at recess there, and that's why there's an empty spot underneath the morning schedule. And then I'm going into the afternoon category and I'm adding everything that he's going to have to participate in after lunch and recess. And for every school that I've ever worked at, it's always shorter in the afternoon than it is in the morning. And especially kiddos with autism really seem to like that. Once they made it to lunch, it's almost like they feel like they can make it. So I am deleting the rest of the activities underneath bus. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to delete those green arrows because they take me to the pages that we're going to see underneath. And I will have to get rid of some of those pages too. Now what I'm going to do is on all of the pages underneath, I'm going to match it again with the same schedule that I used on the left there. And I'm just going to match it to make sure that it goes along with what it said on that very first home page. Some students, you're not going to need to put wash hands afterwards for a restroom, but for this guy, we need wash hands afterwards for a restroom. Okay, so I deleted slide 15 because I didn't need it underneath recess. So that is kind of the trickier part there, remembering that the second column starts with activity 16. So anything that we wouldn't have used in that very first column under morning would have gotten deleted, which on this case was just that one slide. So almost done with this one. We're going to go through now and we're going to delete everything except that very last finished slide again. And you are welcome to delete the finished slide if you don't want to use it or if your student doesn't respond to it. No worries at all. Now we're going to go into schedule pictures. And I like to drag and drop my schedule pictures directly onto the slides. I think it's a little bit faster, but I will show you how to do the file insert if you'd prefer to do that. But I'm going to start with backpack and drop it there. And then I know that I'm going to need backpack later. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and I'm going to paste it onto that page. And I've got both of those slides already done. Jump over now. I usually just start at the beginning. I'm going to go to breakfast, throw breakfast in there, jump over, do the same thing. I will have to make sure that I select that slide. So you see how my slide turned red and then I can easily drop onto the hygiene slide once I've got that. And here's how you go to insert picture from file. Yours could look a little bit different. And then I'm just looking for restroom and press insert and it'll appear. Totally a great way to do it. Like I said, I just prefer to drag and drop because it's a little faster for me and a little easier for me to do there. If you saw the screen just flash there for a second, it tried to copy the border. And if the border copies like that, just delete it and paste what you really wanted in there. There's wash hands and actions. And I know I'm going to need that again after his other one. So we're going to paste it in there. Most of your schedule activities are going to be in the large group, but there were just so many of them that I went ahead and categorized them for myself. Once you have this, I mean, it is yours. You can rearrange it any way that makes sense to you. So if you want to pull out subjects, you could make a subjects folder, whatever you want to do that makes it the most functional for you and easiest for you to use. And you'll see for specials, I use the same picture for specials as I do for special activity. For us, specials could be gym, music, art, and I will use those pictures for sure. Sometimes it causes more of a problem to use those pictures because if the wrong day gets given to the wrong student, then they get a little upset when they thought it was gym and it's actually art. So like I said, that depends on you and your students on what you're gonna do and what you want to utilize for that. Getting close here to the end. And what we'll do is once it's done, I'll test drive it and show you how it works and how to operate it and what it'll look like for your student when they are using it every day in the classroom. This is really great for kids that are either really interested in technology or kids that are in and out of the classroom with you that you don't see the whole day. They might go in and out of general education. Or a student, at the secondary level that's traveling to classes. Okay, so I went to present mode and I pushed the very first green arrow and I clicked it because I was done, and then I just advanced to the next activity with that green arrow. And I can go back to my last activity to look if I need to. And I made the checkmark one just for those kids that just didn't want to just advance, that they need to kind of mark something off. The interesting thing to note for the check mark is no matter where you click on the slide, if the check mark box isn't filled in, it will fill it in. So if I click right on the picture, it'll fill it in. If I try to click next activity, it'll fill it in, and then I have to click it again to go to next activity. But most students that are going to want to utilize this want to hit that blue box up there. So totally fine, just something to note there. Now, if you have a student that wants to advance through the whole day and not really do any of their activities, that's what the home button's great for. You can go back and you can say, hey, actually you were at writing, and you can start over. You can use the last activity button, the yellow kind of return button, to go the activities before the one that you're currently on. So they're all just linked together for you to see and go back as needed or anything like that. So that is the whole daily schedule with check marks. Visit my TPT store by typing in Caroline Kaler in the search bar. Remember, those who teach change the world. Lots of love, Caroline.